going on? I'm just here outside of my hanging outside of my condo. Nice day here in the Philippines. Take a look at it. Good weather. It's one thing I like about the Philippines. It's winter time. There in a lot of parts of the world, it's really cold, but here, there's really no winter at all. But anyway, yeah, I'm just sitting here watching, looking at the guys play a little basketball or whatever. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on, let me see. Okay, yeah. All right. So anyway, I'm just sitting here, while I'm just, reflecting on the year, reflecting on the past week and all that good stuff. Just thinking about, trading and some with the things that, can make you break you in terms of, trading, whether that's swing trading, day trading, investing, whatever it is. I had some thoughts come to mind. And I was watching the video last night. One of the guys that I follow, my wife looking at me, was like, "What are you doing?" Watching the video. One of the guys that I follow on YouTube is a successful day trader. Hold on, got an airplane. I know that. Okay, and 5, 4, 3. All right. One of the lovely things about living where I live right now, I'm being facetious, is the airport is not far, and all the planes seem to fly right over our complex. But anyway, so yeah, I was watching the video yesterday of him. He was talking. He has a lot of followers. He has a actual business to where he teaches other traders, how to trade with a particular strategy. He don't just have one strategy. There's several strategies that their company teaches. But anyway, they was talking about he was riding with one of his the people that's part of his program that's seen that has found some success with the things that he teaches and whatnot. So they was talking about okay, I put it this way. One of his favorite things to say, right, and it makes sense for his business, is that you're only one trade away from being a successful trader. Now that that's really a heavy topic within trading itself, within the the markets and within the markets. What really makes a trader successful or not? Even for investing, it's not just really trading. So he says that a lot of people, not just him, a lot of people think that it's just a strategy. Now, a strategy is really important, right? You should definitely have a strategy, and you could just be one strategy away from being successful at the market. Now, just before I even get into my thoughts on it, what do you think? What do you think is the most important thing to achieving or to seeing success in the market? What you think? What do you think sets, say, like I think we all know Tim Sykes, or Warren Buffett, or any of the what sets a successful trader apart from someone who just can't seem to find their way in the markets, and they end up blowing out their accounts or losing a lot of money or just giving up before they start seeing some consistent success? What do you think is the key? Okay, let me clarify this question. What do you think is the key to trading the market successfully, right? What do you think is the key to being a successful trader? Go ahead and answer that question. Say I'm gonna give you a little bit of time while I watch the guys play down there. My bad if I'm shaking the camera too much. I'm holding it. I'm doing this. I just did this off the cuff with my doing it with my iPhone. But yeah, go ahead and leave what you think is what makes a successful trader down in the comments. I'll give you a second. Go ahead and take your time. All right, you got your answers in? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and, okay, another airplane. Wait a minute. Got all kind of airplanes. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like sometimes, especially at night, sometimes they have night flights or whatever, for whatever reason. And, you're trying to sleep, or since I kind of operate off the U.S. time, I'm up all night, and so I don't usually sleep until the morning. And then, I'm trying to get some sleep. Then the airplanes are flying over, making it a little bit more difficult. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to the point of this video. So the way I see it, I'm just gonna get right on into it. The way I see it is, it's not so much the strategy that makes you successful or not. And this has been a proof. Unfortunately, I've proven that over the past year. Okay, really, year and some change, about a year and a half or whatever. Because I've had I built a successful strategy, from the beginning. Okay, let me clarify that a little bit. Okay, so when I started with stocks. Okay, I started day trading in stocks, and it took. I started like June of 2017, and it took a little while to, to make, some little minor tweaks to it to get it exactly the way I want it. And then I read a book that was talking about futures, so I checked the futures out, and I saw, I was interested in trading futures. I like I just like, everything about it, the way that the book, was talking about the futures and everything. So I kind of took that same strategy that I created with trading stocks, with day trading stocks, and I fine-tuned it. I made some tweaks to it, simplified it for the futures market, and I started trading with the futures market. Now that strategy that I created at that time, that I adjusted for the futures market when I decided to switch over to futures, it was like August of 2017. That strategy, if I would have just stuck to that one strategy, I would have seen some success. Now here's the key, right? Why did I not switch straight to that strategy? Okay, and this is what I feel is, what sets a successful trader apart. Alright, sorry about that. I had to grab my charger from my phone. My battery was running low. Alright, so anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, yeah. So even though I had a successful strategy, I had a good strategy. I built a strategy, a good strategy from the beginning. I was still struggling to, still struggled last year. I struggled a lot. I blew out my account, like one time. I blew out my account one time. I have added funds, throughout that time, not much. I didn't have to add funds that much, probably like maybe 2 or 3 times. Because it was just, a mental thing where I wanted to go ahead and put more funds into the account. But I only had one time where I actually traded my account balance down to where I, just couldn't trade in that account anymore. Now, even though I had a successful strategy, right? What was it that was keeping me from, being successful with that strategy? Now, if you've been following me for a while, you probably already know the answer to this question. It's really just the psychology, okay? Like fear, lack of confidence. Those are the 2 main things, and that's all psychology, right? So, while yes, a strategy is very important, if you don't have the psychology to go along with that strategy, it doesn't matter, right? So you can have that one good strategy, and this is why also, even with this guy that I follow, of course he has guys that participate in his program, and they don't do well. Okay, so they even may blow out their accounts because he can give them a strategy, right? And it may even be a strategy that's good for them, right? Because not all strategies are made the same, and you have to really find your own strategy, what speaks to you, in terms of your trading style, how you see your perspective. You have to have your own, special. You have to approach the market in your own special way, right? So it's really the most important thing And there's books and people have put out tons of content, and made books, videos. You can probably find tons of YouTube videos on this. The most important thing to being successful in the market is your psychology. You have to have confidence, not only in your strategy, but in yourself. And your ability to that you're reading that you're reading whatever it is that however you analyze the market, that you're doing it correctly. You have to have confidence that you're doing it that in a way that fits your strategy, and that you can see some consistent profits, right? So you got to have confidence in yourself. You got to have confidence in your strategy. You have to have confidence in the fact that the market will give you opportunities, right? And that's one of the hardest things. I think that's really, if I had to fine tune down the psychology of why I've been struggling over the past year, is because I just didn't. A lot of times I would see the setup. I have confidence in my strategy, no matter what kind of tweaks I made to it. Even if I go back to the basic way that I started, that I built out from the beginning. I know without a doubt that strategy works. Okay, I did all the back testing. I've tracked it throughout 2018. I mean, I wrote down notes. I wrote down every single day. I journaled and logged how my strategy should have performed for that day. And I know without a doubt that no matter how I tweak my strategy, that it works. However, the thing that I was even confident in myself, like, okay, I've seen this before. This looks like a good opportunity. However, I would still be a little hesitant, right? And that's because I didn't have confidence in the market, right? Now for me, it's just in the way that I think, that's a really hard thing. Even though in the back of my mind, I know that every single day, the market's going to give some kind of opportunity. Even if today, like, let's say one day, or maybe even 2 days, maybe even 3 days, the market isn't so hot like we saw, for the last couple of weeks, and you don't get a ton of opportunity. The volatility is low. The price action is weak. You may get some 1 or 2 pops here, but it's a real challenge to catch those 1 or 2 pops here and there. You know what I'm saying? Even up with days like that, one thing you can do is I track multiple futures contracts within a day. Mostly I track the NASDAQ and crude oil, and between those two, just about every day there's good opportunities. Maybe like out of 2018, I say maybe there were like 10 days where I would have, where both of those were just not good to trade. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that you can trade. If you notice that the price action is low, the volume is weak, you just feel like, from all your I'm gonna say this real quick, and then that just gave me another thought. But from all your experience, that you realize that it doesn't seem like you trade the NASDAQ, and it doesn't seem like today's a good day to trade the NASDAQ because whatever reason. You can, if you follow something else, you go switch over to that and see if it's a better, option for you. You know what I'm saying? So even with that in the back of my mind, I still kind of struggle to have that confidence in the market that maybe today or maybe right now, what I'm saying, I can take this trade and see some success in it, or I can get a winning trade here. And really the only way to overcome that is just to put the trade in. All right, you just gotta, you don't know, because you have no idea if it's gonna. It doesn't matter if volatility is super strong, everything looks great. It can still be a losing trade. So you just gotta play the numbers game. It's a numbers game, right? And just put your trade in. If you get your setup, take the trade. If it doesn't work, that's why you have. That's why you manage your risk. Okay, that's why you have risk management parameters that you set to protect yourself when a trade doesn't go your way, right? So one of the things, though, every successful trader that I've ever ran into, it takes them time to get to the point where they're seeing consistent profits. And really, that's just, you got to get your just like a basketball player. They have to go in the gym. They got to practice their jump shot. Just like, you know, those kids down there. I was about to turn around and do it. Just like those kids down there, you know what I'm saying, they're taking shots, you know what I'm saying? When you, yeah, I play basketball a lot. So, you know, all my life, you know, I've been, you know, taking jump, you know, I go to a basketball court and I shoot. I take some jump shots, practice some free throws, practice my dribble. You got to get your practice time in. You have to practice. And the stock market is no different. Is no, anything else you do, any career path that you decide to take, you have to, you know, you got to get your practice shots in. Okay, practice makes perfect. You gotta, you know, just get involved and get in there. So with, you know, trading, you just got to get your chart time in. The more chart time you got, I'm sorry, you're probably didn't hear none of that because it's playing. Okay, here we go. All right, so, you know, the more chart time you get, the better you'll be able to read the markets. You know, the easier it'll be to, you know, see your setups, to be able to, you know, judge the price action. Things will get easier for you with, you know, the more time that you get behind the charts. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that little thought with you guys. You know, just want to do a quick little pop-up and share that thought with you guys while I'm, you know, out here, you know, enjoying, you know, the scenery and the weather of the Philippines. Beautiful country, by the way. Just wanted to, and shout out to Pacquiao for that nice little, you know, he just beat Broner, which, you know, just shout out to him. I'm not gonna say a whole lot about that, but yeah, I'm just going to drop that little science on y'all real quick. If you like, like I said before, go ahead and leave your comments and all that good stuff below. If you agree with me, hit that like button. If you don't agree with me, you can even hit that thumbs down. It's all good to me. It's all the same. Just let me know how you feel about what I said and about, you know, the things that I provide on this channel. And I will see you guys on the next one.